Rage on that beat, going crazy. Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Welcome, one and all. How are you all doing today? I hope you are all doing well. There I am, look, just checking me on the screen, looking good there. Anyway, welcome, yes, welcome everybody in the chat there. Jerome in Greece, still in Greece, you say. Holtz, Rock, all good to see you. Welcome. Please make yourself known, put yourself in chat, say hi to everybody in chat. You know, we're here for a friendly talk, a look at what has been a busy week. So welcome to another one. Stadia Monday Night Chat with me, your host, Clive Linden. As we take a 747 to Stadia City. Can I check your ticket, sir? Ooh, first class on the right. Yes, it is the #1 Stadia Monday Night Chat podcast in the world. Fact. I hope you are all well. I hope you've all had a good week. And it has been a busy week. Yeah, it has. For Stadia, it's been quite a busy week. Although you wouldn't think it. When I was preparing the show today, I was thinking, there's a lot that's happening, you know, that have been happening for this week. So there's a lot to get on with, a lot to discuss. So I know, you know, some people on Twitter and stuff in the Stadia community go, nothing's happening. But trust me, you collate the show for this week, there's plenty to talk about. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so as I was saying, let me know in the chat what you've been playing. Hello all. Hello Jerry. Welcome. Jonathan, hello. It's going well. Thank you, my friend. XB, good to see you. What's up? Yeah, what's up, bro? What's up? It's all good. It's all good in the house. Anyway, so let me know what you've been playing this week. Avail yourself of the super chats, if only to test if my little live on screen alert works. As far as I'm concerned, what have I been doing? I've been playing, I've done quite a few first looks. I've done a Little Nightmares first look, Get Packed first look, Power Rangers first look. All of these first looks I did as well. I did a timed exclusive for my channel members. So if you're not a member, if you're not a member yet, what are you doing? Hit that join button. I do an exclusive weekly vlog. I do timed exclusives. There's members badges. I've seen some emotes already. Rock's been rocking out some of those emotes in the chat as well as some absolutely exclusive members only videos, which I do not put out public. The vlog is one of those things. But yeah, some exclusive members only videos. Get your mind out of the gutter. Get out. None of that. None of that. Unless, of course, you pay top dollar. Anyway, if you're interested, check it out. Hit that big join button down there, I think it is. One of those. And also remember that the free channel membership offer that YouTube's been offering to people, you might actually have a free channel membership that you can use on anybody's channel. Make me, sir, make it me. So if you're a YouTube premium user, you have until the 1st of July 2020 to redeem a free membership. So why not waste it on me? Anyway, once again, a special shout out to the Cool and the gang, as it were, the leaders, the Heathers, if you like, Club Stadia, Brian, Rock, Ray, the gaming cyborg Sherrod, and Dave Widnall. Thank you so much for being members, continue to be members. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And anyway, that's enough of the first class people. Should you be going live on this journey in economy class, check out over on Lord Kenzal's Stadia. A lot of those timed exclusives are now starting to be available on the Lord Kenzal of Stadia channel, which is my streaming channel, if you don't know. And of course, I've been playing lots of PUBG on there. You can always check that out. I also jumped into the new Destiny 2, did that first task of the new task that's there. Seasons of the, I forget what it's called now. Brain's gone dead. Anyway, the trouble is, I've done that and I'm not sure what to do next. In typical Destiny 2, not very helpful in guiding you through style. Anyway, Holtz. Oh, welcome, Holtz. Thank you very much. Good work, my friend. Good work. I'm loving these emotes there. Rock, very good. Windbound is day one for me, says X Shadow X. Very good. Yeah, it does. It does look very good. Tickets, please, in my Indiana Jones voice. Very good, Zero. Hey, Dave. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And thank you, Rock. I do. I owe some more content actually is due, and there'll be some of that this week. But we're not here just to talk about my channel. As I said, there has been a lot of news this week, and it's even been coming today, thick and fast. So without further ado, why don't we crack on with some of the news that actually came out only today. So why don't we check that out? Bear with me as I hit the news button, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully you'll be seeing this all right. Hey, yes, my super chat thing does work. I could see the... hey, yes, my alerts are working. Excellent work. Anyway, so this is just confirmation here from the Stadia official blog. This went live. Well, they retweeted it, actually. So just to confirm here, Windbound is going to be available on the 28th, August the 28th. And this has a very Wind Waker vibe to it, which I absolutely love. Zelda Wind Waker. I bought the Platinum Edition GameCube that came bundled with Wind Waker. Wind Waker. Sounds like I've got a lisp. Wind Waker. No, it's Wind Waker. And it looks really cool. I'm quite excited about this, to be honest. Here's the official trailer. But I love that sort of almost, it's not quite as cell shading as Wind Waker was, which was quite controversial at the time that they'd gone for that cell shade. You know, it is quite cell shaded, really, actually, in its style. But it looks really exciting. Who's excited about this? But this kind of, it looked like you're sailing island to island, very much in the way that you do in Zelda Wind Waker, which I think is really, really cool. So, as you say, you task as a lone heroine on an odyssey across the shores of sprawling islands and seas to find her way home. And that is from 5 Live Studios, from Deep Silver, who we know, what with Metro, Exodus and other things, are strong supporters of Stadia. So it's good to see them bringing some new games. But it looks really cool. I really like the look of this game. Kevin Webb says, I can't wait for this game. Ditto. I think it looks, there's some cool monsters in it as well. There's a lot of crafting. It's just got a really nice look and feel. It's something you probably lose some time in, and a real nice style. And I love games with imaginative, creative style. So that's really cool. Of course, the other thing as well to confirm from Modus Games. Modus Games, of course, bringing us Rock of Ages. Yep, Rock of Ages. So we know, again, they're supporting Stadia. So there's a good chance that other Modus games might be appearing on Stadia as well. Again, let's look at the little cinematic here. So we peer into the past, act in the present, and watch as your choices dynamically change the future. All on one screen as you play. Beautifully hand-drawn 2D animation. So it's, again, really imaginative design style going on here. You'll experience a unique combination of branching stories, innovative combat, classic RPG progression on Chris Tails. Not crisscross. Jump. Not crisscross. Chris Tails. That's a shout at last. Who remembers crisscross? Jump. That's all I can remember of it. Anyway, it's not that. It's Chris Tails. Exciting and unforgettable exploration of how our actions echo through time. Stadia. Yeah, so this is it describes itself as a love letter to the classic JRPGs, inspired by timeless JRPGs. Meet and recruit castmates, teammates. Oh, that's good. I like those sort of things. So again, just confirmation. This was retweeted again today by Stadia, so I thought I'd just jump on that. But there's, of course, the main news. They did a big blog post. So let's jump to that. Yep, let's go to it. So there's, as I say, there's been a lot happening this week. It does look cool. Hello, Dazadini. How are you? Yeah, Rock, Windbound, another one, of course. So, just to quickly summarize in this week's Stadia community blog, which I'm going to be using as a reference because, there's a lot in here to go through, really. So just a reminder of the games that you get if you're a Pro subscriber this month. Super Hot, Get Packed, Little Nightmares, Power Rangers. I'm still got my first look of Super Hot to do, which this is a game I've been wanting to play for ages, but I don't want to play it until I do a first look, and so that's why I've not started it. So I'll do a first look, which will be exclusive for my members first, and then I'll release generally. And the same with Panzer Dragoon. I haven't done a first look on that, so I'll be doing those this week. So members, look out for that this week, and non-members, look out for that on the Lord Kenzel of Stadia channel, maybe next week, towards the end of this week. So the main thing as well, you can play on more mobile devices. So the OnePlus models now are fully compatible with Stadia. Great. They said they'd be rolling out on more and more mobile phones, on Android phones. So that's really good. The OnePlus 5, 5T, the OnePlus 6 and 6T, the OnePlus 7, OnePlus 7 Pro, so 7 Pro 5G, 7T, 7T Pro, 7T Pro G, 5G. Oh my God. A lot of them. And they're joining the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. But the exciting thing, and I think this is quite cool for a number of reasons, and I will go through it. Hello, Silly Celis. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. I'll go through why I think this is exciting on a number of levels, but now you can test out Stadia on non-official Stadia sort of approved phones. In the experimental section in Stadia, you know, you can try out on this phone, and there's this sort of experimental section now on the Stadia app. Now, not only that exciting because you can try it out on lots of phones, and I'll come to that bit in a minute, but what's exciting about here is the experiments tab, which suggests that they'll be doing more experiments, not just on testing out Android phones that aren't officially sort of certified as Stadia phones. And of course, what they're doing is collecting data of people who are using those non-official Stadia phones, as it were, so that those phones potentially could then become certified and they can iron out any bugs and stuff. So I gave my son a hand-me-down. He's got my old Samsung Galaxy 7 Edge. Samsung Galaxy 7 Edge, yeah. And I downloaded it on the Stadia app onto that. I went to the Experiments tab, navigated to the Experiments tab, and yeah, it worked. It worked really, really well on the old Samsung Galaxy Edge 7. Plus, now this is really cool, mobile touch controls arrived. Now, I don't really play games on my mobile phone, to be honest, because I have a Pixel 3, and I don't have the Pixel 3 XL. I have the normal Pixel 3, and it's quite small to play games. But on the Galaxy Edge, the Galaxy 7 Edge, where I tried this, it works surprisingly well. And what it made me realize, and I don't know if anybody who's tried this, let me know in the chat if you've tried this, of course. What this made me realize is that there are some games maybe you don't want to play on your mobile phone if it's too small, okay? Maybe you don't want to play Doom Eternal. Maybe you don't want to play Destiny, unless you want to grind a bit and just get your power up. But I was playing Get Packed, and it looked like a really high definition mobile phone game when you're playing it on your mobile phone. So those games that have sort of simple control mechanism, that aren't maybe need that kind of instant response kind of style, this is absolutely really amazing. And I think the variety of games that Stadia has means that there are loads of games in which actually whipping out your mobile phone, using the built-in mobile touch controls system, which works really well. Random Noob, as ever, I think did an experiment and a test on using Doom Eternal just to sort of test the responsiveness. But it works really well. It's really smart, I think, how it works. And I was pleasantly surprised at how good it actually was. And it made me realize that actually this is massive. This is really massive. Even though I'm not the sort of guy who plays Stadia games on my mobile phone, I can see how this will appeal. There's no lugging around like your... I mean, it's cool, you know, if you've got a case from Eddie Player One and you carry around your little case, you know, that's with your controller in it, that's great. But sometimes you've just got your mobile phone on you, your Android, and you're waiting around somewhere, and you think, why not whip it out? Don't need the controller. Got great control system here. And there's loads of games that are going to be really cool to play on this. Gun Sport that's coming up, I can imagine would be quite fun. Sort of loads of sort of fun, exciting games that are more suitable for a mobile phone sort of arena, as it were. So I'm really excited. Let me know if you're excited about it. And who's anybody tried on the tablet? I haven't tried. I've got a really old Samsung tablet here. Exactly. Low on battery that my son uses. This is quite an old. I've not tried it out on this yet. I don't know if it'll work. The processor in this might not be able to manage it. But again, options. And that's really, really cool, I think. And again, another list of, well, it's not on enough phones. Hold my beer. Tick. Get out of here. Another one off the list of the moaners. Yeah, it's not on iOS, and we know that, and we know there's a bigger issue there to resolve, and I'm sure Google and Apple are having good, long, deep conversations about it, and will work it out eventually. And it's unfortunate that that's those things. That transition is not straightforward, but it's true of other platforms as well that aren't on iOS yet as well. So there you go. Sundrid and Jotun would be good on screen. I think side-scrolling platformers, are really cool on the mobile phone. So anyway, that's really cool. The other thing as well is now choose your resolution with this new Stadia feature, which is really handy that you can just swap while you're, I play on a 1080p screen here when I'm sitting here. So my gaming PC, my big PC here, is connected to my 1080p gaming monitor. So I play in 1080p on my gaming monitor, but on my TV over there, when I do play it at the TV, that's in 4K. So the ability to just swap to 4K on the device you're playing for is really cool. As it turns out, I will be playing on a 4K monitor here shortly. Fingers crossed, very soon. But I just think that's a really cool functionality. Should have been there, people have mentioned a while ago, but that's cool. It's good that it's there now. And to the dozies on Facebook, Stadia people, who on Facebook, catch up, dears. Catch up, eh? Oh, my Lord. Get with it. Who are moaning, oh, why is everything in 1080p? Why is everything default at 1080p? Catch up with the news, my dears. It never used to default to 1080p. It used to default to whatever your broadband sort of was set at and could take. Then Google defaulted it to 1080p for obvious reasons, because COVID and releasing the burden off the networks generally. And if you want to up it to 4K, you just go into the settings and you up it up to 4K. Are you all right now, Facebook boys and girls? Okay. Catch up with the news, dears. Facebook.
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that. Here are other things you can do.
Every week. Every week. Yeah?
Sure. Sorry, I don't know how to help with that.
Yes.
Here are other things you can try.
I know there are other things I can try. Now shut it, Google. Stop it. Every week you butt in. Listening. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the fact that you can control the device that you're playing on, I think is really cool. David Handley saying the options to play anywhere that drew me to Stadia. Exactly. I think it's really cool, and as more and more places improve their Wi-Fi or have 5G, games that maybe the latency doesn't have to be absolutely bang on, like we know it is, then I think that's really cool. So that's all the sort of the main stuff from the blog. But as they say in good QVC style, but there's more. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, you thought that was it in terms of the news this week. Oh no, there's lots more. There's lots more news. So without further ado, let's crack on and check that lot out. Okay. So a little quick one again. Most of this you can get from Stadia Source as well. That's where I get it from. Stadia Source, your number one source for all Stadia news. Of course, I'm obligated to say that, I believe. No, not really. Anyway, so they highlight here, and I take this with a pinch of salt, ladies and gentlemen, a big pinch of salt. Stadia app reaches 1 million downloads. So on the old Stadia app, now this is on Google Play, of course, they've reached 1 million downloads on there. Don't know if it means that much, to be honest. I don't think it's that significant. It sounds a big number, and I guess you can plot the downloads over time. That's what's relative. I mean, because as I say, I've downloaded it potentially onto 3 devices already, or will do. So, my son's mobile phone, my mobile phone, and I'm testing out on the tablet. So that's 3 devices in the house. And then we know people just download things and never use it and all that kind of stuff. So, but what is significant, I guess, is that as Stadia Source comment here, it took 4 months to reach 500,000 plus downloads. and now it's doubled in another 3 months. So whilst the number I don't think is significant, I think the growth might be. And I think when that growth clearly really kicked in with the launch of the sort of Stadia Pro for 2 months Stadia option. So I think that's quite interesting from that point of view. But I just thought I would bring it up here. Of course, the big news. Now, who's looking forward to this tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. ESO, ladies and gentlemen. Elder Scrolls Online is coming. The cinematics on this do look awesome. It does remind me of World of Warcraft. When I used to go to E3 a million years ago. About 20 years ago, 20 years ago. The big cinematic for World of Warcraft was the thing that everyone gathered around on a massive screen. The cinematics were so amazing back then. That's what this reminds me of. So who is looking forward to tomorrow? ESO, Elder Scrolls. It's not my kind of game, but hey, they're delivering it free to me on Stadia, so why would I not try it? And maybe it will become my game. That's the key thing. Who's looking forward to this anyway? David Widnall, no more PUBG for me from tomorrow, thank God. Yeah, he's fed up of getting shot in the head, David. Dave, yeah? That's what it is. So who is looking forward to this? I mean, it does look really cool, and I know some people are really, really into it. And as long as it's not too complicated. Kevin Webb says, I'll literally be playing ESO wherever I can. Again, I think Bill from Stadia Cast, Honor there, shaved head. Bill from Stadia Cast, he mentioned potentially the sort of the grinding day-to-day video jobs that you need to do in ESO to sort of level up things could be something that you might want to pass the time on doing on the mobile phone when you're not doing the main part of the game. So that is an option if you sort of got time to kill and Anyway, super excited. I'd like to see a feature where I can ask Google Assistant what should I play, and then it tells me some random ideas. That's good, a randomizer. Or maybe something based on what you played before, in that kind of algorithm way. Jerry Lennon says, hello Jerry, how are you my friend? I have over 1,000 hours on ESO, on PC. And of course, you're going to keep it's cross save, cross play with PC. So you keep the progress of that 1,000 hours there, Jerry, which is a beautiful thing. Exactly, Zero Games for me, I think I'm with you there. It's not my kind of game, but maybe I don't know it is, or it is my kind of game. Maybe I will try it out and we shall see. But yeah, awesome cinematics there. It looks really cool. Really looking forward to it. But there is more. So of course this week, can't go without saying, of course, there was a bit of a whoopsie. There, ladies and gentlemen, on the Stadia store this week, of course. Gods and Monsters, or a demo version of it from over a year ago, which is a bit odd, but I think I have some thoughts around why that may be. Fly, come and get away, Fly. So yes, Gods and Monsters was released to buy for the wonderful price of £0, $0, whatever you like, on the store. And I think Eddie Player One captured some gameplay of it, and it clearly was sort of pre-alpha. Sort of, you could see the sort of, I don't know what they call it, but in the development terms, you have a little sort of like a cross of where your character is looking at, which in the actual game is not there, but like a sort of a place thing for targeting, so they can get the lighting right and the direction of the character looking right. That was even in it and stuff. And it was called Orpheus in the version they released. Why did they release it? by mistake. Obviously, it was a big mistake. Google Stadia owned up to the mistake. I think what they were doing, I think personally, because it was an old demo, I think they just have it there as sort of when you're sort of testing something out on the store or something, and you just want something useful to just try out. I think that's what it was there for. And I think they were testing. I think what they were doing is potentially testing something out in the store, whether it was demos, whether it was a buy and try button or something along those lines. And when you used to do websites, I think everybody does website designs, but you used to you have like a mirror site that you test it on before you then hit go live. And I think obviously somebody was testing it out on the mirror site, but unfortunately something went wrong. A button was pressed somewhere. Oopsie. And instead of the mirror site, it went to the actual site. But these things happen. Unfortunate. I don't think, it's a big thing. There was a lot of fuss made out about at the time of it, but they were quick to shut it down. People have moaned that maybe they're a bit hardcore putting out sort of legal notices on the people that have uploaded YouTube clips and stuff like that. But I think that's like a trigger mechanism that just happens. They kind of panic a bit and then they calm down. They want to shut it down as quick as they can. Stadia apologized. Ubisoft said, "Oh, wait a minute. Just to be clear, the game has moved on big time. It looked really nice, but the game has moved on big time. We've changed loads of features in it. Of course they have. It's 12 months down. It would have been really, really polished. So that's really cool. But I think it's a nothingness. Yeah, absolute storm in a little teacup. Quickly resolved. Quickly shut down. Google apologized. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move on. Move along, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. So we talked about Chris Tales. Boulders Gate. Let me just quickly. I'm not going to get it up now. Let me have a quick look. Let's go. Maybe I will. So Boulders Gate. Is coming. Early release. I will, in fact.
Consider your predicament. One skull.
Yeah, so Boulders Gate early release is coming August the 20th for PC.
I could fix it all
and Stadia.
Like that.
Let me just repeat that, ladies and
Try
gentlemen.
to cure yourself. Shop around.
Boulders Gate 3
beg, borrow, and
is coming for like a sort of a pre-release beta, as it were, test. And the studio said they're going to really be upping all the graphics and everything. Now, this is subject to them getting all the motion capture sorted, given COVID and stuff. I work in television with the same issue about when can the studios go live and stuff like that. How do you manage people in studios, 2 weeks of distancing in the UK and stuff like that. But anyway, subject to the developer finishing off the motion capture they need to do, there's a pre-launch trial of it exclusively users. What was that? Was it? Games don't come to Stadia first. What was that? Sorry? What? No, why do games always come on the consoles first? Yeah? This is the kind of news, ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of news. This is like a good news story. These are the sort of stories you don't hear on all the regular channels, and you know who I'm talking about, and in a different media. This is, to me, this is massive. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons guy, but I know that the appetite for Boulders 3 in the sort of gaming community is massive, and there's a lot of excitement around for it. So the fact that it's coming for a pre-trial, as it were, in August, I think it's August the 20th. I put it here. Yeah, early access, free early access for PC and Stadia only on August the 20th, 20. There is a publisher and a developer taking Stadia seriously, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll just sit back and I'll just wait for all the YouTube videos. Yep. From Yong Yi. Yep. In your own time. An article by Paul Tassi on Forbes. Yep. In your own time, whenever. Good news story for Stadia. Bring it. Yeah, whenever you're ready. I'll wait. Ain't gonna happen, is it? And all the naysayers and the grumpy Stadia fans out there, cheer up. This is an example. Yeah? This is an example of Stadia being taken seriously as a platform. If you need one, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have it. It's a freebie. Take that to the bank. Okay? I think this is a big thing. As I say, I'm personally not a Boulders Gate 3 guy, but again, I'm going to be trying it out. It's on Stadia. But I know, as I say, there is a massive appetite in the gaming world for Boulders Gate 3. And the fact that PC and Stadia are the ones that are going to be strutting their stuff on this, testing it out, because it's, you know, it's going to look magnificent. It's going to look amazing. And those sort of guys that sort of play it on, you know, guys and girls are going to play it on PC. You know, they've got like a cranked up PC, gaming PC, so it's going to look amazing on that. And then you've got Stadia, don't need a cranked up PC, but you know it's going to look amazing on that. So there we go. Trev, how are you doing, my friend? Gary Leonard says, it's hard to use to know mods. It'll take a beast to run on PC properly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I imagine from the visuals and stuff that's going on and the decision-making stuff that within the game, it's going to need a beast. But the kind of PC players who play it probably have a beast of a gaming PC. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, again, I think mods. I mean, again, I'm not. That's not my world because as if you watch this channel, you know, I'm a console player. Yeah. I can't be doing with fiddling with stuff in the back when PCs and stuff, but I get PC players love all that mods and stuff. But I think, you know, I bear in mind that Stadia is a virtual console, so I don't think we'd expect to see mods on Stadia. I used to play with a 1080 Ti and struggled to get 30 frames per second in places. Well, exactly. Welcome to Stadia there. Jerry, welcome to Stadia. That's the beauty of it. So anyway, I think personally, again, I think that is massive news that needs to be just emphasized. Okay, this is, I know it's not like a sort of bragging rights, and we shouldn't really get into that. You know, it's not on your console, it's, you know, but it's on our console. Blah, 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 blah. But all I'm really sort of emphasizing is that this is a good news story. Yeah. Along with some of these other things I've mentioned today. Good news story. So we should be out there, positive about it, pushing it out there. You know, not in a braggart way, but just accepting that, you know, there's some really cool things happening on Stadia. And here's another one, you know, from a gaming point of view. Here is a cool and exciting thing that's happening. Okay, so that's all the sort of main news and stuff that we know. So fact-based news, you know, I'm a fact-based guy. I love my facts. Yeah, take that to the bank. But there are some other games that are rumored. So let us take a look at these. So one of these is just checking the shot. Hey, Stadia Chase, how are you, my friend? Yorkshire Boulders Brass. Aye, thank you, Rock. So, rumours. Now we're over to the rumours section. It's the rumours show. It's the rumours show. I need to come up with a little sting there for that. Anyway, the rumours of games coming. And first up we have, let's go for here.
Let's go, gamers.
When
Will
you
it,
consider
ignore the
Stadia
ad, don't get
streaming
excited.
these games, that's pretty damn
Oh, on that ad
impressive.
there was
I can
some
play it on
YouTubers.
here, I can play it on
noticed. Look,
here, I can play it on here.
people were talking about YouTubers. Anyway, this is an ad, long ad. Right here, System Shock, Redux. So this, as I can see, I think this was a crowd-funded development to take System Shock, which is an old game, and basically update it. It looks really cool. Now, somebody mentioned to me that it reminded them of, oh, Rock, help me out here. This is the game that you featured on Generation X Retro Gaming Club that was for the Mac, that you lost that Generation Games from the Past that we did. Remember Generation X Retro Gaming Club tomorrow night, 9 p.m, Rock and I, over on the Generation X Retro Gaming Club. But you in our competition, in that show, we have a competition where each of us pick a game from the past, and then we ask chat to vote on one. And Rock had one that was only on the Mac. What was it called? Rock, can you remember? Anyway, I think he mentioned that or I read somewhere that it reminded them of that game, and I can't think what it is. Nice cup of tea, Rock. What was that game that you had? Anyway, no logos there, but I think I don't know where. I can't think where this rumor came from. I think somebody saw it on a Brazilian site for certification. I think that's where that rumor came from. But I've lost the trail of where it came from, and I went to the Brazilian site and I couldn't see it. But somebody had Marathon. Thank you. That was it. Yeah. Does it look like Marathon in a kind of modern, updated way? John Justice said they want mods eventually. I think in time they'll add certain mods. I think they may be, yeah, but they'd have to be, ones that aren't going to break the game or whatever, because it gets really difficult then and messy, I think. But yeah, so I think somebody saw or posted, and that's why it's in the rumor section. It's a rumor, folks. It's a rumor, folks. Screenshot from Brazilian certification site that certifies, this is R rated for whatever, of this game, and I think that's where that. Yeah, that's it. And IGN listed it, although the games, what's the name, said it came off. Where can I find where? Here it is. Oh no, that was a different game. Oh, here we are. No, I think I found it. I think I found what I was looking for, actually. Let's go to the news. Here. Yes, it's on the Games Radar. Games Radar site. New System Shock reboot trailer. And it specifically says here, where does it say? Oh, I already read it here. Oh yeah, the System Shock remake is being crafted in Unreal Engine 4 and is expected to release on PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was also expected on Google Stadia, but there's no Stadia logo included at the end of this teaser, so plans may have changed. So that, I think, is partly that, and I think somebody saw a certification in their summary. Yeah, the Stadia logo was removed. So Gamer Radar are questioning why the Stadia logo is not there. Now, I've talked about this before, about it's up to the developer when they announce or when they release the release date, as it were. Okay, so that's one thing. But once they've made that announcement, or at least acknowledged to the platform holder, okay, we are in a position to release this, or you can release this on this date, we are in a position to deliver it to you, and then the console platform holder will go, okay, well, it takes a week to do the localization and the packaging or whatever, so we'll release it on this date, and then they all agree. But obviously the console owner of the public can't do that until the developer's actually confirmed the delivery date, and then the publisher's happy to release that publication date. However, once they are happy to release that publication date, the console holder could say, well, wait a minute. Will you do us a favor and don't announce it on our platform yet? Because obviously they're in control of the platform. They're not in control of when the game, while they're waiting for the game to be announced or delivered, as it were, but they are in control of announcements. Once they know for sure it's coming to the platform, they might have say, you know, they're in control of the announcements of when it will be released from that point on their platform. So Google may be just saving it up, or there may be, you know, just a delay in the finishing the port. I don't know. But it's interesting because the game System Shock was developed from a crowdfunding. So, you know, it wasn't from a normal, you know, a publisher putting the money up kind of style. It was from crowdfunding. So anyway, so it was rumored to be on Stadia officially, and it could well be. So that looks interesting. It does look an interesting game. And the update, if you check out the YouTube video, the update does look quite good, quite interesting. Another rumor as well is this. Now, maybe this is the one I actually saw certification on a Brazilian site. Again, it wasn't me that was looking at Brazilian sites. Saints Row Remastered. Again, there's no indication here that it will be coming to Stadia. It is from Deep Silver, and we know that they do have a good relationship with Stadia, so that may be part of it. Came to PlayStation 4 and PC back in May the 22nd. But I think maybe this is the one there where there was a certification that somebody spotted on some Brazilian certification site for Stadia, with Stadia listed. But the Saints Row Remastered is rumored there. So again, it's in the rumor section. We don't know for sure. It's Deep Silver. We know that they're good with Stadia stuff, with the Metro Extra stuff that will be imported across. This could well be another one. Well, particularly that developer anyway. But it's all been remastered. So it looks quite interesting. I'm not sure about the ragdoll mechanics there, but could be another interesting one. As I say, at this stage, it's all rumour, ladies and gentlemen. It's all rumour. Full package remastered. Enhanced lighting, enhanced FX. Wow. Anyway, I think it'll be, again, this is the sort of game that look really cool. You know, there's loads of DLC, loads of mayhem. You can see the transition between the old version and the remastered version. So I think this could be really cool if it does come to Stadia. But as I say, it's rumour at the moment. That's all I'm saying. Rumour at the moment. Right, what else is in the rumours? So another big rumour, and again, this was from Stadia Source, spotted this, so I have no claim to this. And we've seen something similar to this as well with another publisher and developer. But this is really exciting news, I think, as well. Told you there's a lot of news this week, but this is really cool. Yeah, it looks like a crazy game. I remember the Saints Row game. I mean, you know, there's a sort of element of GTA wannabe, but it at the time I remember. But you know, it'll be interesting to see, and the fact that it's all enhanced. Saints Row 3 day one purchase of the original on Steam, and it's a brilliant game. Yeah, so let's hope that it arrives. Anyway, the key thing here, so this is a job spec. No, I'm not looking for a new job. For Capcom USA. Yeah. So they are looking for a digital marketing manager. Capcom USA Inc. And let's have a look at the job description. Anybody looking for a job as a digital marketing manager at Capcom? Anyway. So, look down here. Responsibilities. I love these. You'll work closely with our digital sales team in creating digital ad campaigns for PlayStation, Xbox, Steam promotions, as well as upcoming platforms such as Stadia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Stadia. So they're hiring somebody here to work on the digital marketing for platforms which include Stadia. So that's Capcom. I think that's really exciting. Why don't we go and check out what games do you think we'll see, chat? Put in games what you think we might see if Capcom starts releasing games on Stadia. If we go to the, let me just take that down. Take that down. Let's just go, if I go to Capcom USA, and we could check out the games. There we are. I've just highlighted them there. Ace Attorney. These are the choices, ladies and gentlemen. Dead Rising. Devil May Cry. Dragon's Dogma. Mega Man. Monster Hunter. Resident Evil. One of my favorites, of course, Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Eddie, Player One. How are you, Eddie, my friend? Yeah, Resident Evil. If it's Resident Evil Village, I can't remember now. That would be cool. And there's other games that they may have in development, not just back catalogue games as well. But Monster Hunter. I played a bit of Monster Hunter, I think. I'm not sure about it. It's quite procedural in places, but quite fun when you sort of get to it. Street Fighter Champion Edition, yes please. I love Street Fighter. Not very good at it, but I just love the style of it and the arcadeness of it. Let's go Resident Evil. Here we are. So we could see, you know, it could be back catalogue stuff ported, or it could in fact be, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your meal. The Village. Could we see this next year? Holtz is saying Devil May Cry and Monster Hunter. Lee saying Resident Evil 4. Loads of good IPs. Yeah. But I'm thinking more likely if you're going to start launching on Stadia, you can maybe, you know, in 2021, you're further enough in the development stage now to start getting the games sort of running parallel with the other platforms that you're developing for. So I think that in 2021 we could start seeing the new Capcom games, and I think of all those games that we're looking at, I'd probably prefer, unless they're re-releasing the games generally, and then that might be an excuse to port the games. So if they were doing updates of older Capcom games, but if I was Capcom the publisher, it might not be worth my effort to go back and port some of the older games for Stadia, but it would be, from a sort of a time management point of view, worth it to have a team on your existing development team making sure that Resident Evil Village comes to Stadia roughly at the same time as the other platformers. Because we're at the stage now in development where, as I say, that's a smaller investment to make, I'd argue. And you'll get more reward for it at the back end. So I think we're more likely to see the new games from Capcom. So especially in 2021 we're not talking this year, we're talking maybe 12 months down the line, maybe even longer, who knows. But that's perfect timing for us to see The Village on Stadia, and I think that would be absolutely awesome. But in fairness, I think we're going to see lots of the big games, because as I've said loads of times, and other people have said it, I've said it a lot, you know, the games that are arriving this year on other platforms okay, have been in development for the big games. Let's say AAA games, especially, have already been in development for 2 to 3 years before they arrive this year. So we know that the Stadia versions are ports, sort of tacked on slightly towards the end of that development cycle. And the ports are very good ports. And other than, say, something like Doom Eternal, which they were working on the Stadia version because they were testing it at the same time as developing the game, hence it arrived all together now, AAA game, day and date, yeah, because they were working on that on the Stadia version of that virtually from the get-go, because they were using it as a sort of a test system for Stadia. So that's an outlier in a way for games that arrived last year, and that's why they could deliver the Stadia version day and date with the other platforms for Doom Eternal, because they were developing it already as part of the package of consoles they were going to be delivering for. But most of the AAA games that are delivering this year, as I say, they've been in development for 2 to 3 years minimum, and so they've only really put on a sort of a Stadia project team towards the end of that development phase. But next year, then Stadia would have been around from a development point of view for at least 2 years. So the chances are that we'll see more and more of the big games that are being developed for, you know, from the get-go for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Stadia. So this is, I think, this amongst other AAA games are the sort of things that we're going to see in 2021, and I think that's very exciting. I'd love to see Street Fighter on there, but I can't see them porting the older games, to be honest, at this stage in the Stadia development cycle. But I can see them having a project team on Resident Evil Village, getting the Stadia version ready. What do we think? XV says, lol, I played every Monster Hunter since the first, over 300 hours each. Lee's agreeing with me. Of course he is. He's a good man. Thank you. XV, I'll tell you, if they get Monster Hunter World playable on Stadia via mobile phone when it launches in Japan, Stadia will blow up in Japan. Yeah. It's interesting. Somebody sent me some news about Japan, cloud gaming. I might as well share it here. Let me just check on my phone. Bear with me. And it's cloud gaming related. So this is just in the Japanese media at the moment. So as you may or may not know, GeForce, excuse me, I'll take a drink. NVIDIA GeForce launching in Japan. And the reason they managed to do that is so the reason that GeForce or NVIDIA can launch in so many territories is because they're partnering with different people in different territories. So it's not all the NVIDIA servers around the world. Some of them are partner servers. So they find a partner in a specific territory with servers. They partner with them, and then they can release the GeForce service that way. So what's interesting is that GeForce have partnered with SoftBank, so the biggest investment bank in Japan, basically, and have now launched, as of July, a free beta trial for GeForce Now in Japan. And from August, so it's free until from now. You sign up now for trial in Japan, and then from August they'll charge 1,800 yen, which is about £13 a month. Seems a bit high, with 400 titles available. So very similar to they have here. So, you know, speculation, when will Stadia roll out in Japan? And when they will, they know they need to get those big Japanese games, the big Capcoms, the big Square Enix, those kind of games, publishers on board with maybe Japanese specific games. As you say, big, you know, as XB said here, you know, Monster Hunter. So those big Capcom games would be really great. So maybe they're signing up with, you know, effectively Japanese publishers that could be a sign of things to come, especially with GeForce already trialing out in Japan. Whoops, wrong one. Bear with me. There we go. There we go. Right. So as I say, I think the Capcom thing is really exciting news, ladies and gentlemen. So one more thing. So, oh yes, the big thing. Another big thing. There's more. We're on to the section I'm calling tech updates. So this was spotted again. Reference Stadia source, your #1 source for all Stadia news. A guy or person, I presume he's a guy, called Aqua Regia on Discord, published some code from the Stadia app, I believe, or discovered some code, which is an indication that streaming to YouTube is coming soon. And I took the pleasure, the delight of downloading the code just for you guys to see. It's quite boring, obviously, but if you know code, it's on there. I think if you go to Stadia Source, you could see the story. But he downloaded the code and he went through the code and it revealed some very interesting things. So we go through all this code here, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah. Here we go. And here's some text files here. So files that will come up specifically. Exit your game. You'll need to leave the game to set up live streaming for the first time. So the option to live stream is being prepped in the underlying code here. And then there's another text file here. So again, the text would pop up. Live stream your game on YouTube. So that's very specific there. There's a bit I'm coming to later that some people have sort of questioned, and I'll explain what my thoughts about it are. So the idea is when Stadia was announced way back in March 2019, they talked about the ability to live stream directly to YouTube. So Stadia would send your gameplay from their servers straight to their YouTube servers. So you know the quality of the gameplay being streamed direct to YouTube will be the best it can get, be top notch, while they stream the gameplay element to you. So you're not having to use the power of your PC or any bandwidth, whatever, to stream to YouTube the game, which will be streamed to YouTube direct from the servers straight to YouTube in top quality form. So basically a dual stream, one to you to play the game and one to YouTube to stream the game, which is absolutely awesome. And, you know, brings that synergy of Stadia and YouTube and the power of those two, people playing games and streaming games and people watching games and going, oh, that looks interesting, hitting a link and being able to launch that game straight away. That is such a powerful feature. We know it is. And here is some underlying code which suggests that that is coming, and that's really exciting. So live stream your game on YouTube. It's a button specifically telling you to live stream your game. You press it or accept it. Now, later on, it goes here, and I've highlighted 2 bits here. For now, you'll need to use streaming software to live stream in Stadia. So some people said, well, that seems a bit odd. Why would you use OBS? Like, we're already using it. It doesn't seem to be what we were promised. But I would say to those people that it says for now. Yeah? There's loads of things, like, for instance, when you use Google Assistant, like it says, oh, that service is not available right now, come back. So that's like that sort of placeholder text that we've got here. Basically, that functionality is not quite ready yet. So initially, I think they're going to roll bits of it out in different ways. So initially, it will be carry on streaming from OBS. I don't know how that will work, but you might be able to add some functionality built into that stream. I don't know. But then I think later on, they'll have the streaming direct from the Blade servers, Stadia Blade servers, straight to YouTube. That's why they've got the word here for now. In the same way as they say on other things, you press, I don't know, you press the Google Assistant on here and it goes, this is not quite ready for now, or come back later, we're not trying that. I think there's text chat, for instance, is a bit like that. That service isn't quite available. So that sort of placeholder text, a bit like this, I think. the key thing here is live stream your game on YouTube. And then there's a link here as well, which I'm going to open up. Let's just... Oh. I think I put a 5 in the place there. There, look. So this is a graphic that demonstrates that streaming, or it'll maybe a little indicator that tells you you're streaming. Maybe it's in the bottom of the screen. Yeah, it shows this. Maybe at the bottom of your screen, it shows this little kind of the Google dinosaur, and then streaming live, telling you you're live. So these icons appear in the bottom of your screen when you're playing, and then you know that you're live. And maybe it flashes up for a few seconds so that you know that's happening, and then disappears again. Don't know. But that's kind of very exciting. What else we got here in the code? Let's go back to the code. Then you've got here also in the code, interact with viewers in new ways. Enhance your stream with crowd play and crowd choice. So the option to sort of add a button into that YouTube feed, which would allow people maybe to click live on the screen. So in the way that when you like upload a YouTube video at the moment, you can upload little notifications or little URLs, and people can click on the actual video itself, and then it'll take you somewhere. Well, maybe this functionality is that. A little button. You can make a little button appear in your live stream, actually on the video, to say, join me now. And they click the button on the live stream, on the actual video itself, and they can join in the game. Or, again, you know, should I take the blue pill or the red pill kind of thing, and use crowd choice. So again, this looks like functionality that you can add to your stream, and it's giving you the option, interact with viewers in new ways, enhance your stream with crowd play and crowd choice to viewers to jump into your game or vote on how the game shifts around you. Perfect for something like Boulders Gate. Imagine playing Boulders Gate 3, which is like a choices game, and then getting people on YouTube to interact with, vote on, you know, what you're going to do. There's a few other things in here as well which aren't less exciting, but this is the code that was sort of underlying code that was discovered. So I think it's a coming. All these code discoveries that we found, that other people have found, have all come to fruition. We've seen the previous ones. I can't think now to validate that what I've just said. Maybe in chat if you could think about it. But you know, the code that has been revealed has some of the, you know, previously has the actual functionality has actually ended up coming to Stadia. So I think that's really kind of really exciting news. The fact that they're putting the code in means that it's coming. It's imminent, and I think, you know, this could be a big rollout. Could be an exciting time. What do we think, chat? Let me know what you think about that. So the other thing I'd say, so that was by Aqua Regia on Discord, on the Stadia source as well, mentioned it. So you can go check out the Stadia source for more on that story about the code. But I think it's really exciting personally. Now, another quick thing before we do it is, and again, I want to share this, and I think you should all read it, share it about. It's a really good piece. So we know there's always, let's talk about Stadia, and we always know there's loads of Stadia BS and negativity and stuff. And one thing that's been consistent, though, about Stadia overall that I have found is that when you talk to publishers who work with Stadia, or developers who are developing on Stadia, or people have interacted, so people in the industry, okay, so people in gaming who understand gaming, yeah, industry people who make games, people who sell games, understand games, always have a positive thing to say about Stadia. 99% of the time, there was that one developer who moaned, and then of course all the naysayers and all that went off on it, and yet there was plenty of other developers saying, "Oh, the experience with Stadia." Like the people who did Lost Words Beyond the Pages, great time. the guy who did Stacks on Stacks on Stacks, marvelous time. Destiny 2, the team came in, Stadia team, marvelous time. So that's not reported. Yeah, the one negative feedback from some disgruntled developer who didn't get the gig, and therefore, was the one that was amplified. And yet there are loads and loads of examples we know of publishers and developers who've said the experience with Stadia tech is really exciting. Working with Stadia is really good and really cool. There's lots of great things coming because they know what's coming. They've seen under the hood. They know what's coming. So the point is, as I say, who are you going to listen to? Yeah? Are you going to listen to the armchair commentators, the clickbait hunting idiots who haven't even tried Stadia? And you know who I'm talking about out in there in the YouTube world and in the press, who haven't really even tried Stadia, but would rather jump on that Stadia negative bandwagon? Or are you going to listen to people in the industry? Yeah, you make up your choice. Personally, for me, I know whose opinion holds more weight. Yeah, and that's people in the industry. And I also know whose opinion is paper thin and not worth the time. People who haven't even tried Stadia or are ill-informed about Stadia. Yeah, if you're informed about it and you've tried it, fair enough. If you're in the industry and you've done all of those and you still think it's a pile of rubbish, fair enough. But I think you'll find the majority of voices within the industry are very positive. Now, why are you going on about this, Clive? Well, I'll tell you. There's a really well-written and detailed analysis of Stadia and NVIDIA GeForce. It's really worth the read because it's really balanced. It's really well written. It's a long piece and it's on medium.com, which I've noticed more and more people doing sort of like long essays on media.com. And this is a guy by called Kevin Prince. Now, Kevin Prince, just get rid of that, sorry. Kevin Prince, let me just refresh my YouTube a minute. There we go. Kevin Prince works for Ubisoft in Montreal. I mean, he doesn't have made like a big job there or anything. I mean, but I checked him out on LinkedIn. I'm not stalking him, but you know me, I like to check the sources. And somebody had posted this and said, look, here's a positive news story about Stadia. It's a really well-balanced piece, and it is well-balanced. You should check it out. It's on media.com. And this guy called Kevin Prince, he works for Ubisoft in Montreal. So he's in the, he works for a big publisher, stroke developer, and he understands the industry, or at least so he sees it from the inside. And that's the key thing. And he talks very fairly about Stadia and NVIDIA GeForce. I'm not going to go through the whole article, but it's like a really well-written essay. He breaks down what cloud gaming is, how it works. It's all sort of factual-based. It's all clever. He references different things about delays and the streaming rates and all that. Explains it all. Very, very well written. Read it all. Very well structured. Talks about the two services, Stadia, introduces you to how it works, the different options are available, all of that. Compares benchmarks as well. It uses a standard benchmark on both Stadia and NVIDIA and his comparisons. Does startup times analysis, all that kind of stuff, and then sort of says this one's better, this one's better, this one works better. And overall, the experience for Stadia, to summarize, he found much slightly more a better experience. Obviously, look, number of games, NVIDIA wins that, we know that. Game quality, Stadia wins 4K resolution. Startup time, 21 seconds, Stadia wins that. Latency, input lag, Stadia wins that on both counts here. Stadia's faster. So the key thing here is his conclusion. So this, other people can have other opinions, but the point is that I think his opinion has certain validity because he's actually in the games industry. He knows how, the behind the scenes of games publishing and game studios because he works for one. And he understands cloud as well because that's his background, really. Sort of he's a tech guy from helping people utilize the cloud. So he understands cloud as well. And he says, in my opinion, on the tech side, Stadia is way better than Nvidia GeForce now and is the winner of the game cloud gaming solution. On one hand, the fact the new platform allows games to be developed for cloud gaming purposes. This is the key thing. And I'd never thought about this before until I read this. And I think it's really important for people to realize and understand. It gives a way better performance than GeForce Now. So yes, there are lots more games, we know that, on GeForce Now. But the key thing here is that games on GeForce Now are developed for PC. Okay? So the games that are developed for GeForce Now are developed specifically for the PC, and then you play them using the cloud on GeForce Now. But the destination platform upon which they were created and which the development team had in mind when they were developing it very specifically was it's on your computer and that's how you're going to play it mindset. Yeah. The fact that you can also play it by the cloud, though, you can play it by GeForce Now. Now with Stadia, when you're developing for Stadia directly, and this is the key thing, you know that it's only being played via the cloud. So you can enhance that game specifically with the cloud in mind. And that's something I hadn't really thought about before, and that's the key thing. And when we start to see Stadia exclusives especially, then they'll be designed in such a way that takes advantage, or at least understands the fact that the game is being played in the cloud. It's not a game built specifically for the PC that you can then access in the cloud. It is a game that is being built specifically in the cloud. And so enhancements can be made, but also things that might slow down your interaction because it's in the cloud. Workarounds can be found, or different techniques can be used that you might not use if you were developing it for a sort of actual console. And I think that's really just a really interesting thought and something to sort of bear in mind. And I'm putting it out there, folks. I'm putting it out there. So there you go. A really interesting article. I would check it out. I think you can access the article. I'll put the article in the description later. But you can check it out on media.com. This guy is called Kevin Prince. He's not a Stadia fanboy in the conventional sense. But he does work for Ubisoft in Montreal. And I checked him out on LinkedIn. He does indeed work for Ubisoft. You know, he's not in the development side. He manages the sort of, I think, as I say, the cloud, the operation of the cloud sort of side of things for Ubisoft. But there you go. Very, very interesting personally. And on a final note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this up here. This is one of my channel members as well. Shout out to Ray again. Ray, the gaming cyborg. Who doesn't want to see this, ladies and gentlemen? Who doesn't want to see this? Get yourself over to the Ray, the cyborg gaming channel. Okay? Get yourself over there now. Make sure you are subscribed. Because when this dude, yeah, he's a channel member. Salute you, sir. When this dude hits 100 subs, he's going to be gaming, live streaming in this teddy bear snuggie. As they say in Robocop, I'll buy that for $1. So do yourself a favor. Get yourself over to Ray's, the Gaming Cyborg's YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. Let's get the guy up to 100 subs if he's not there already on this basis. Look, let's make that large. And there we are, Thunder Buddies for life. Yeah? You can see this dude streaming in his teddy bear snuggie outfit if he gets to 100 subs. That's got to be worth it, ladies and gentlemen. That's got to be worth it. So get yourself over to Ray's channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll all appreciate the fact that he's going to have to sit there in the Thunder Buddies for life Ted outfit and stream live to us. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you feel, as ever, educated, informed, and entertained. As I say, that's a lot to get through today. There are an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, jabbering away about Stadia news. Well, it's been really quiet on Stadia news. Just chill, about the games. They'll come, yeah? We can't expect to have every game on Stadia at this stage. As I said before, loads of games have been developed a long time. Time and money doesn't necessarily mean that all games on Stadia. We know there's some big announcements coming up. We know there's some big games coming to Stadia. We know there's 2 big EA games yet to be announced. I know there was EA Star Wars Squadrons thing announced today, but no Stadia logo. Who knows? That could be one of them. But if it's not that, then we know it could be another. There's another big EA game. So we know that's coming. Activision Blizzard have to be coming. We know that. That's an inevitability. They're one of the big hitters, aren't there? We know that YouTube streaming and other tech stuff's coming. That we know that's coming down the line. So there's a lot to announce, and we can expect that announcement anywhere between now and the end of July, because the sort of the gaming festival that's going on now, sort of on YouTube and stuff, and the announcements that other companies are making at EA and others and Xbox are taking place not in the first week, last week in June. It's all the way from sort of June right through towards August. So there's plenty of time, plenty of more announcements to come. Everybody, RELAX, relax, take it easy, and enjoy yourself. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks again for everybody who came. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the new members and all of that. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Hey, look, share this out. Let everybody know. There's people out there who don't know I exist. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Their lives are missing something. That's all I'm saying. So let's get out there. Let everybody know this is a great show to come to if you've got nothing better to do on a Monday night. Stadia Monday Night Chat with me. I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Generation X Retro Gaming Club with Rock and I. That's fun. I have a fun video when the thumbnail's done, Rock, that we're going to be releasing. We'll just give you a taste, a flavour of the nonsense that goes on that. But anyway, check it out tomorrow, 9 p.m, Generation X Retro Gaming Club. Thank you very much. That's all for me now. And I will say thank you for watching and goodbye.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.